for the doubt, they counting me out, I'm getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I'm paying the cost, I'm in it to win, yeah. Refuse, mine, it can't be diffused. If you ain't thinking the same, then we playing by different rules. You can't see the vision, we living different views. Until we complete the mission, keep getting up, never snooze. I walked a mile in my shoes, had the mind of a fool, chasing diamonds and jewels. Trust me, I was confused. Started minding my business and used my mind as a tool. Ended up finding my purpose and found a time to get to it. They told me I couldn't do it, they told me I couldn't make it. They sold it, could never break it. That's sadly mistaken. I need a piece of the pie, I want it so bad I can taste it. They told me like Toby, keep on running, toes they gon' take them. Used to lose, built to win, applied myself, I felt it in. No time for the doubt, they counting me out, I'm getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I pay for the cost, I'm winning to win, yeah. Refuse to lose, I'm built to.
Back again.
Yes, sir. And if you guys don't know, we were just on Refuse to Lose, talking about some Patriots talk. And if you don't know, I'm a Patriots fan.
Now you know.
And a Yankee fan. So, but welcome back to BWT. Today, I got my boy Davey Dollars with me. We are going to recap this trade deadline.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Can't wait to talk about these moves. Some questionable, some big sellers. And it's crazy that two of the big sellers are in the chat.
Yep.
So it's gonna be interesting to see how this goes. But man, I'm excited. Like you said, we just finished talking about football. Now we're talking about baseball. So let's get it, man. I'm excited.
Yep. And if you guys don't know where to find that other video, make sure you click the link in the description to subscribe to Refuse to Lose. Make sure you subscribe to Dave's show, Dave's Doghouse. Give him a little brief preview of what goes on your show.
Doghouse, I just pretty much do the lowlights and highlights of everybody. We actually have some people in the chat that are in the Doghouse, Javon. And depending on how the Red Sox season goes, he may be out of the Doghouse. I don't know. Right now, you know, he's still in the Doghouse for now because the season has not been completed yet. And the Red Sox aren't looking too good right now. We've been on a losing skid. So let's see what happens. But yeah, I just pretty much do highlights and lowlights. You know, if you do bad, you're in the doghouse. But if you do great, you're a dog. And you could be a player, a coach, a referee, maybe. It doesn't matter. If you do what you do exceptionally well, you can be a dog. If you do it poorly, then you're in the doghouse.
Yep. We also got other shows. We got CTC, Carl Talking College. It gives you everything you need to know about college basketball and college football. College football coming around. He is going to preview all of the divisions. So I know he just did the ACC last night. So if you are a fan of an ACC team, make sure you tune into that. We got RBO, Real Ballers Only. That's an NBA show. It gives you everything you need to know about the NBA. FFC, Fantasy Football with Coach Coombs. Fantasy football season is right around the corner. Right around the corner. You're gonna have your drafts. You're gonna want to know who you should pick, where, and why. And he's the guy. So make sure you tune in. Then we got In the Red Corner with Tomo, Ricky, and Ty. This is a boxing show. Gives you everything you need to know in the boxing world. Great show. One of the quickest rising shows on the network. So make sure you tune into that. And we also have Kings Talk with Joe Jordan, Sacramento Kings fan. Gives you everything you need to know about the Sacramento Kings. And that's it. Oh, and of course, the main show, Refuse to Lose, with Dave Joe, and Tomo, 3 co-hosts. Great show, live every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. So make sure you tune in. Click the link in the description to become a member of the network so you can get into these chats that we were talking about. Dave and I were both, mainly Dave, because he's like our Jeff Passan in the baseball chat. We call him Davey Shefty and all the other ones.
Yep.
But yeah, we were dropping all the trades that happened throughout this week. So if you don't know what's going on with your MLB team, we're going to recap it today, right? And the first trade that went down July 25th, right? We're gonna go every trade, just talk about it. What do you think? What do you think about it? And that's that. We had the Arizona Diamondbacks getting AJ Puck from the Miami Marlins for Davison De Los Santos and Andrew Pintar. I'll start this one. I think the Diamondbacks really won this trade. AJ Puck is a relief guy, and he's a good one. And the Diamondbacks are gonna need that if they're going to make another deep postseason run like they did last year. Able to go to the World Series as a wild card team. Just didn't have enough to beat the extremely hot Texas Rangers. But I feel like this move is going to help them in the long run. What do you think, Dave?
Yeah, same here. I mean, this is one of the teams we were talking about that were heavy sellers, the Miami Marlins. They see their season not going nowhere, so they pretty much said, "Hey, anybody can get traded."
Yep.
So this was definitely a good move for the Diamondbacks. This was a piece that they needed. They were in the World Series last year, so they're looking to go back, and this is a move that could possibly help them get back there.
Yep. Then we go to your team, Dave. They acquired James Paxton from the Dodgers for Moises Bolivar. What do you think about Paxton reuniting with the Boston Red Sox?
I mean, what are we expecting from him? That's my thing. Are we expecting him to be an ace? He's not that. Let's just be honest about that. He's not that. He has a high ERA right now. I believe it's like a 6.40 or 6.36 or something like that. It's not good. And we already have pitching needs that we need. So I didn't think this was a great move, but if someone is familiar with Boston, they maybe think that maybe they can help him out because the pitching has gotten better this year overall from what it was last year because we weren't in this same position last year where we are right now. So, and we're currently in the wild card spot, but we're losing some ground. So I don't see him being the piece that helps us keep the ground, but he may get us some win here and there.
Yeah, I feel like this was an okay move. Nothing that really moves the needle for the Red Sox. Like you said, he has a high ERA. They just saw him the other day when he was on the Dodgers. They went up against him. I guess they liked his velocity, and their pitching coach in Boston, Andrew Bailey, he thinks that he can develop him into something a little better than what he was over in LA. So they took a shot. I mean, like I said, it doesn't really move the needle, but I mean, whatever, right? At least you did something. Like, because last year you were in. You were.
I didn't forget. We did nothing. Absolutely nothing. It was terrible
Yeah,
last season. So what they're
it
doing
was.
now, I like the fact that we were very active in the trades this season.
Yeah, and you guys were pretty much in the same spot last season.
Mhm.
So for Breslow to come in his first year and make some moves to try to have a better second half of the year, that's good for the fans, because that's one
Mhm.
thing that everyone was saying for the whole first half. Like, what are we gonna do? And the whole nation thought that it was just, oh, you're just gonna get guys back off the IL, and that's gonna be a trade deadline. But he proved that that was not the case. Um, we had
Absolutely.
we had Randy Rosarina going to the Seattle Mariners for Aiden Smith and Brady Hopkins and a player to be named later. I think this was a great move for the Mariners. Their offense is very stagnant at times, and with Julio Rodriguez um, being out right now due to injury, they're going to need a big right-handed bat to
Mhm.
help them score some runs, and to him to be able to play the outfield the way that he does with a pretty above average arm and good speed, so he can track these balls down in the outfield. It's a pretty big outfield in Seattle, so you're definitely going to need some range out there. What do you think about this move?
Yeah, we're in agreement here. I mean, the only thing is, I mean, the Mariners didn't have a hard time scoring today against the Red Sox. 10-6. Feel like they were pretty fine today.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, this is definitely a move to help them. This is a team that wants to also be able to compete where they are. A team that has a chance to make some noise and get into the playoffs this season. So let's see what happens with the Mariners. It's just one of those teams that's just like, okay, it's not one of those teams that people think are World Series contenders, but it's like a team that, like, okay, we can see where they may be able to improve. Let's see how they are few years coming up. But right now, they have a chance to get into the playoffs. So let's see what happens. They just, like you said, they needed scoring. Defense
Yeah.
hasn't really been an issue for them this year. It's more so just scoring. They just need to be able to get some. They need to get some runs. So
Hmm.
I think this helped out a lot.
Yeah, definitely. Um, and then the Mariners ship out Ryan Stanek to the Mets for Ryland Thomas. Um, Ryan Stanek did not have a good debut in New York. He let up 2 home runs in 1 inning, and the Mets fans let him know how bad he was doing by booing him and his debut. So
Mhm.
um, I thought when this was actually one of the signings that I predicted in the offseason for the Mariners. I thought they were going to keep him, but I guess he's just not having the year that they predicted. And
Mhm.
it's a good thing that they let him go, according to his debut in New York. So,
Yeah, I don't think Mets fans like that at all. Honestly, right now, they were like, "We traded for this.
yeah.
This I can't believe
Yeah.
this." We expected more, and the Mets have been one of the hottest teams in Major League, if not the hottest team since what? Since the
The
All Star,
Grimace,
since before the All Star game.
the Grimace era.
Yep, that's right. Yep. And they just been hot, man. They've been on a roll. They're beating some really good teams. I mean, the Yankees is one of those really good teams that they've beaten, and they've been really good. And I didn't expect them to be this good right now. Honestly, this is a team that definitely has caught me off guard, and they're playing like they're playing freely right now. So to go and trade for somebody and you think this is going to help you continue to do what you're doing, and he actually gives you a step back, you're just like, I don't know. So that's how
Yeah.
Mets fans are feeling right now.
Yeah, definitely. Um, and the Mariners were active at the trade deadline with another trade, acquiring Yimi Garcia from the Blue Jays for Jonathan Clase and Jacob Sharp. Yimi Garcia was an arm that I wanted the Yankees to go out and get, just because we need some bullpen help, and he's pretty good, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they pretty much replaced Stanek with Garcia. So I like the move for the Mariners.
Yep. So it was like, hey, we give you somebody who you think is good, and we go get someone who is actually good.
Yeah,
So
right.
it definitely helps them out a lot, and it helps our division because we got a good bullpen that's no longer in our division, so we ain't got to worry about he gone. Even though we're
Yeah,
not worried about the Blue Jays because the Blue
at all.
Jays are they're just not good. But
Such
it's like you makes it even easier now.
mm-hmm.
So definitely really good for the Mariners. Like you said, they are one of the few teams that were very active in the trade deadline and just period. So yeah. I feel like I don't know if we're going to disagree today, honestly. I feel like we have the same mindset through just about every trade.
Yeah. The Phillies acquire Austin Hayes from the Baltimore Orioles for Sir Anthony Dominguez and Kristen Pache. I don't know why they let him go. I don't know why they let him go.
I was just about to say that move confused me.
Yeah, me too. Because he was
Because
having a pretty good.
Yeah, like why give him to the Orioles? Like what was the point in that?
No,
This is
he went to
the
the
Orioles.
Phillies.
I Phillies. That's right. So
Yeah.
why would the Orioles send him there when the Orioles are in position to possibly win the AL East in back-to-back seasons? So why would you give up one of your best weapons? That just to me, I was just like, I mean, okay, I guess are you giving it up to the Yankees now? Are you just saying that the Yankees are just going to come back and just win it? Like what's going on? Do you think Corbin Burns is just going to be lights out throughout the rest of the season? And that's not to say that he ain't been playing great because he has. Don't get me wrong. Him and Gunnar Henderson have definitely been showing up for the Orioles, but this was another guy that I thought you should have kept. But hey, I guess better for us, better for our division. You got somebody out that we ain't got to worry about.
Yeah. The Orioles went out and got Zach Eflin from the Tampa Bay Rays for prospects Matthew Etzel, Jackson Baumeister, and Mac Harvath. Good trade. Good trade for the Orioles. They needed another arm. They can't just rely on Corbin Burns. They're going to have to have more than one guy because they want to play deep in the postseason, and they don't want to have happen what happened last year. One and done, swept in the playoffs. I understand it was their first time, a lot of young guys, but I mean, this is one way to help your odds in October.
Absolutely. Yeah, this definitely puts someone in position to help Corbin Burns because he's been one of the best pitchers in the majors this year. Him along with Paul Skeens, who's a rookie, guy hasn't even been in the league that long. And it's plenty of other guys you could talk about. You could talk about Garrett Cole when healthy has been pretty good. It's just that he hasn't been healthy this season for real. You could talk about Brandon Miller with the Oakland A's. Crazy that he's still with Oakland. I thought he would have been gone, but they were asking for a lot too, so I could see why he's still there. But you got Jack Flaherty. We'll be talking about him soon. He's gone. Then you got Scubo, who's still in Detroit. So you got that going as well. Yeah, of course, right there.
You can't mention starting pitching in the MLB without mentioning Scubo.
Yes, Mason Miller. That's what I meant, Mason Miller. Thank you, Carl. I know you can be there for the corrections. I appreciate you. Yeah, but yeah, this is definitely a good move for the Orioles. but still, I still think that the Austin Hayes move was still questionable, even with them making this move. I still question that.
Yeah, they definitely answered it today at like 5:58. We'll get to that in a few.
Mm-hmm.
But the next trade that happened was the Chicago Cubs getting Nate Pearson from the Toronto Blue Jays for prospects Josh Rivera and Yohendrick Pinango. Good that he's out the division. Great that he's out the division.
Exactly. With the team that we just talked about, who's continuing to lose players that we don't have to worry about. Hey, I mean, you're already bad. Now you're giving away your best player. Hey, cool. Thank you. Make it easier for us.
Yeah, Carl, you did. But one guy didn't.
You sold everything else though.
And he kind of went for what I told you he was gonna go for in the chat.
Exactly.
He kind of went for what I told you he was gonna go for.
Because the reaction, who are these guys? Well, I mean, we told you what he was gonna go for. I tried to throw in the Chipotle to help you out, but hey.
Exactly.
I guess they just gave you the Chipotle guac, and that was it. They gave you nothing else.
And then my Yankees acquired Jazz Chisholm Jr. for prospects Augustin Ramirez and Jared Serna and Abraham Ramirez. I absolutely love this trade. I loved it. As soon as it happened, I was where was I? I was at my boy's gender reveal, right? And we're all Yankee fans there, and I announced it. I announced it, and everyone just went crazy because he's a great utility guy. He brings another way to play the game, which isn't the Yankee way. I love it. He comes out there with his backwards hat. He's got his lime green belt on his first game, and he just goes out there and plays the game the right way, right? He was asked about what position he was going to play, and he said, I don't care. I'm going to do whatever it takes to help this team win, because he gets it, and another guy on this team does not. If you have tuned into BWT, you know exactly who I'm talking about. Gleyber Torres comes out and says, I play second base. I'm a second baseman. Well, sir, you have 15 errors. You lead the league at second base in errors. You need to figure it out, okay? Because Jazz Chisholm has never played third base a day in the pros, and he's out there making diving plays. He's out there hitting bombs. Like his first 3 games, the Yankees are 3-0. He has 4 home runs, 2 last night, 2 tonight. He hit 1 last night with Aaron Judge's bat. He picked up Aaron Judge's bat and got his powers. He got Aaron Judge's powers, man. He came into the dugout and he pointed at the camera. He was like, yeah, Aaron Judge, he used his bat. And after the game, people were like, oh, are you going to use that bat tomorrow? He was like, no, that bat is heavy. He only used it because he was going up against a position player who was throwing maybe like 40 miles per hour. So, but yeah, he was able to hit home runs off of aces. Yesterday, it was Zach Wheeler. Today, Austin Nola, right? And those 2 guys were all-stars. And also Matt Strom, lefty-lefty matchup. He hits a home run, gives us the lead. At one point, it was Jazz 5, Phillies 4. I mean, what more can I say about this? This is a great trade for the Yankees. I love it. What do you think about it?
Yeah. I cannot stand the Yankees. I do not like this one bit. I did not like this one bit being a Red Sox fan, but unbiased aside, this was a great move for the Yankees. Great move for the Yankees. another bat that helps this team who's already loaded. Oh my God! I mean, what more do you want with the Yankees? Like, come on. And now this, I don't like the fact that I'm saying this, but it reminds me of the freaking Boston Celtics.
We want this.
Reminds me of the Boston Celtics doing everything they can to improve their team, to go fight for a championship. And you know the Celtics just won a championship this year. I hate the fact that I have to say that, but the Yankees look like they're doing whatever they can to make sure that they do this so they can have everything they need to be able to compete and go for a World Series title. So this was a huge move. And like you say, 4 home runs in 3 days. Oh my goodness. It's ridiculous.
Yep.
Ridiculous.
And then the Phillies go out and get Carlos Estevez from the Angels for George Klassen and Samuel Aldegari. Again, this was another guy that I wanted in the Yankees bullpen because he's good. He's got some good stuff.
Glad you don't have him.
He's got some good stuff, man. I think the Phillies won this trade, no doubt about it. Letting go of prospects in order to get this arm in their bullpen really helps them out in the long run.
Yeah, they didn't give up any of their players to be able to get him, and that seems to be a common trend with the way how this worked out. It wasn't too many player for players. It's more so prospects for players. So this was definitely a good move for the Phillies. A team that's kind of sort of been up and down lately. They haven't been consistent. You know, they've lost to the Red Sox. Then I believe they beat the Yankees. Then they lost another one right after that. It's just they don't know who they are. They either play up to their competition or play down to their competition. It just depends on what they're going to do consistently. So definitely, I agree. This was a good move.
Yeah, the Phillies, since sweeping the Dodgers, they've lost 11 out of 15 games.
Mm-hmm.
They lost a series this to the A's. They lost a series to the Twins. They just lost a series to the Yankees. So I mean, things are kind of getting crazy, and nobody's really talking about it because they're the best team in baseball. Blah blah blah. But let it be the Yankees. That's all everybody talks about. No one was talking about the Dodgers when they were on their skid. Nobody's talking about the Phillies when they're on their skid. Everybody talks about the Yankees when they're on their skid.
True.
Ridiculous. That's why you come to BWT. Because we make sure you know about everything. And you got the Mets acquiring Jesse Winker for Tyler Stewart. This trade was to me, to be honest. It was okay. Nothing too crazy. Yeah, that's about it.
I mean, I hope you weren't expecting more from me with this one. Because I was just like, I mean, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Kudos to the both of you, I guess.
Yeah.
Good. I think that this is one of those moves that people was like, I mean, okay. Yeah, you could have kept who you got. I mean, this didn't move the needle for anybody. So
exactly.
Cool. Congratulations.
And then the Padres acquired Jason Adam from the Tampa Bay Rays for Dylan Lesko, Homer Bush, and J.D. Gonzalez. Another guy out of the division.
Mm-hmm.
Don't have to worry.
Seems to be a trend. We there's some guys that are leaving the division. We're like, oh, cool. We ain't got to worry about these guys. Bad.
Right.
It's like the Rays and the Blue Jays were just like, all right, y'all, let's just go. We're not having a good year. Let's just go ahead and get what we can right now. So
Yeah. Yep. I like this trade for the Padres. One of their weaknesses is their bullpen, so this guy is going to be able to help them out. They've got some good starting pitching with Dylan Cease, Michael Waldron, Michael King, Yu Darvish whenever he comes back from injury. So I like it. What do you think?
yeah, definitely helps out the Padres. The Padres is that team that almost always spends that. Well, at least last year, we know they spent a lot of money in all season,
A lot.
and it didn't help them out at all. And now that's kind of sort of what the people see the Padres as is that team that's going to spend money or make moves and it won't work out. So this is a move that should work out for them, but for me, I just want to wait and see. I want to see exactly how this affects the Padres right now. Um, when I think about that, I think about the Padres and the Brewers. That kind of those two teams kind of sort of are very similar to me. Just when I pay attention to how they play and stuff like that. So definitely a good move, but I want to see how it helps the team and in its totality.
Yep. And a team that I thought was going to be a seller ended up being a buyer. Chicago Cubs. Chicago Cubs. They go out and get Isaac Paredes for Christopher Morel, Hunter Biggio, and Hunter Big, sorry, and Ty Johnson. This was it was kind of heartbreaking to see Christopher Morel be traded mid-game. He came out, he dapped up his boys, and it looked like he was gonna cry in the dugout because he came up in the system. His brother is in the minors on the Cubs. He actually hit a home run the same day that he was traded. But I mean, this makes the Cubs a lot better offensively and defensively as well because Morel was kind of shaky over there at third base, and he was kind of a home run or nothing guy, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, again, another trade that takes him out of the division. So, I love it.
Yeah.
And all
Yep.
these
Yep.
all these trades that are going out of the division are going to the National League. We don't have
And
to
that's awesome because we don't have to worry about them at all.
legit.
The only way we will have to worry about them is if one of our teams make it to the World Series and we have to play against one of them. But other than that, we ain't gotta worry about that right now. This is very crucial for them. Like you said, it's heartbreaking for the guy who, he was with the Cubs and his brother's there in the minors. Then he goes out and hits a home run. But like you said, he's been very inconsistent all year. So it's not like they owed him much of anything. Let's just hope that it works out for him where he goes. And, with his brother still being in the minors, just hope it works out for his brother. And his brother is actually able to play well and stay there for a little longer than his brother was there. So I'm not mad at the move. I think it made sense. So we are in agreement on this trade.
Yeah, that's a tough part of this business. At the end of the day, these guys are playing a sport, but it's a business. Especially during this time of the year, you're bound to be traded, right? We got the Rangers acquiring catcher Carson Kelly from the Detroit Tigers for
Morale hit his first home run today too.
Who?
Christopher Morale hit his first home run today too against the Marlins.
How can you not love baseball? How can you not love baseball? Like, it's crazy. And Carson Kelly goes to Texas, and Detroit gets Liam Hicks and Tyler Owens. Okay. I mean, the Rangers didn't really need a catcher. Jonah Heim is pretty freaking good.
I guess they just wanted some depth at catcher.
I guess.
Hey, we just need someone else just in case.
Yeah.
Just in case.
Yeah.
And that's what it was. I mean, Tigers are sellers, so I ain't really got much to say about the Tigers right now. Sorry, Carl.
And it's disappointing because I picked them to win the division.
I think I picked who's in that division again? Isn't the Cincinnati Reds?
No, that's the NL. It's the Royals, the Guardians, the Tigers, the White Sox, and the Twins.
I think I don't know who I don't remember who I picked, but I think it might have been the Twins or the Guardians I picked to win this division. I can't remember right now.
Yeah, I went with the Tigers and really let me down. I cashed out on FanDuel for 2 cents on my division parlay because I was just tired of looking at it. I was just tired of looking at it. Give me my
I'm
2
sorry,
cents.
Teddy. I don't mean to be laughing, but 2 cents is crazy.
Oh my gosh. Woo. If only your Tigers would have played better, Carl. My man would have got more than, you know. Carl, y'all are sellers, man. I don't know why you upset. Y'all traded away most of y'all play. Y'all traded more than what y'all, got back.
Yeah. Sad to say, Carl, you guys are playing for next year. Sorry.
Yeah, there's no way you playing for this year after the moves you made.
No. Then the Royals acquire Michael Lorenzen for Walter Pennington. Great trade for the Royals. They needed another starting pitcher to help out Cole Rangans and Brady Singer and Michael Wacha to be able to continue that division lead that they have right now. It's gonna come down to the end of the year between them, the Guardians, and the Twins. All three teams are playing pretty good right now. Bobby Witt is one of the hottest hitters in the MLB right now, and yes, Seth Lugo as well. Yeah, that dude is insane. He made a play last night, diving in the 5-6 hole, and threw the guy out for the last out of the game. It was amazing. As a former shortstop, hats off, because that was great to watch. A veteran arm, so it's going to be able to help them out. I like this trade for him. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, maybe I'm not as high, but I definitely get what you're saying. Definitely helps out the Royals a lot because I feel like they were already, they've started winning more games. This is one of the teams I had in the doghouse, and I mean, rightfully so at that time. But now they've actually been playing pretty well, and Bobby Witt Jr. has been one of the huge reasons for that, along with Seth Lugo. Oh my goodness, this team is good, man. This team is good, and it just helps them get a little bit better. So this definitely helps out a lot.
Lorenzen. Carl said Lorenzen needed a change of scenery. Again? Wasn't he? This is his fourth team in 2 years. Because wasn't he with the Tigers? And then he went to the he was with the Tigers last year to start, and then he went to the Phillies, threw that no-hitter, and then he started off in Texas this year, and now he's with the Royals.
Yeah, that's 4 teams. Crazy.
Yeah. How
many changes of scenery does he need?
I think he's the problem.
Hey.
Fool
me once, shame on me. I mean, shame on you. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Fool me 3 times. All right. That's a little excessive now. It's 4? Boy.
Gotta look in the mirror at this point.
Exactly.
And then the next trade we got a 3-team trade between the Dodgers, the Cardinals, and the White Sox. The Dodgers get Tommy Edman and Michael Kopech and Oliver Gonzalez. The Cardinals get Eric Fetty, Tommy Pham, and a player to be named later from the Dodgers. And the White Sox get Michael Vargas, Gerald Perez, Alexander Albertus, and a player to be named later from the Dodgers.
I feel like this was a good move for all teams, honestly.
Yeah.
This helped out everybody. This is a win-win-win trade for everybody. I think this helps everybody with whatever they're trying to do for each. I mean, the White Sox, they're not going to the playoffs this year. So this helps them for the future, for sure. And was it, you said the Cardinals and
the Dodgers.
And the Dodgers. I mean, the Dodgers, we're gonna talk about them again soon. They made a huge trade to me, helping out something that they've needed much help with this year, because what we thought would be a strength for them has become a weakness. So this helps them out a lot. And the Dodgers are looking. The Dodgers are one of those teams looking to win the World Series. You know, they had a huge offseason this year, getting Yamamoto, getting Ohtani. So they are fishing to get whatever they need to get over the hump and have Ohtani in the postseason for the first time in his career.
Yep. I mean, it's that NL West is pretty much locked up. I like this trade. I like it. I really do. I don't know where Tommy Edman is going to play. He's played a lot of DH this season, so defensively, don't know where he's going to fit in. He's a utility guy, so he can play anywhere in the outfield and anywhere in the infield but first base, because that's pretty much locked down by Freddie Freeman. But everywhere else in the infield is up for grabs right now.
He could be that mini replacement for Mookie until Mookie comes back.
Yeah, maybe. But they have what's that guy's name? Old guy. Dang. I drew a blank, but he's pretty good defensively. And he actually turned up on the offensive side as well. We got
Mookie back to Boston.
Nobody wants to go to Boston. And I really like the Tommy Pham going back to where he started his career. This is huge. The Cardinals need that veteran presence. And when Tommy Pham went to the Diamondbacks last year, he turned around that clubhouse and helped them make that deep run in the playoffs, able to make the World Series, and he played tremendous. He was up there for MVP votes if the Diamondbacks were able to win the World Series.
Yeah, he was an integral part in that team last season for sure.
Oh, yeah. Yep. And with fantasy football coming around, he's the guy that you want on your team. If you don't know, look it up. Ask Jock Peterson what happened. The next trade, you got Justin Turner going to Seattle, so they get another right-handed bat to help their offense. And Toronto gets RJ Schreck. Might have mispronounced your last name, but you play in Canada now, so it might be pronounced differently.
Might be suck or something like that. Who knows? Who knows? Right. Crody, you know?
Oh man. I like this move for the Mariners. Love it. Another guy that can just hit. He's been having his little struggles here and there, but he's a great hitter. He really is. So I like this. And he's a veteran. He's been there before. It's going to help him get through this little playoff push. They just lost their lead in the AL West to the Astros. So now they got to win games from here on out.
Yeah.
When
Astros just lost today.
love it. Anytime the Astros lose, America wins. Then the Guardians acquire Lane Thomas from the Nationals, giving up Alex Clemmie, Rafael Ramirez, and Jose Tena. The Nationals got some good prospects in this trade. A shortstop and a third baseman. The shortstop is going to have to play second base because CJ Abrams pretty much has shortstop locked down at this point for the Nationals. And Lane Thomas, he can hit. This dude can hit. Right-handed hitters, left-handed hitters, any kind of pitching.
Anybody can get it.
This dude can hit, man. He was one of the bright spots in the Nationals lineup every day, and he can play defense as well. So I like this trade for the Guardians. I really do.
Yep. Nats were sellers to be expected, honestly. But they also made some trades as well. So it's not they weren't just huge sellers, they were also kind of sort of buyers a little bit too.
Mm-hmm.
But they know where they know where they stand. They know they're not going to be in the playoffs or anything like that. So this was something that they needed to help towards the future. And that Lane Thomas going over there helps that team a lot. So
yeah,
it's something that they needed. It needed some hitting to allow some scoring, and he plays good defense, like you said. So helps him out a lot.
and one thing this also does for the Nationals is free up an outfield spot for Dylan Cruz.
Mm-hmm.
He might make it later on this year. He might make it. I know I said next year, but he's been playing pretty well down in the minors. So maybe with them being out of contention, they bring him up. Let's see what we got, kid.
Give him some opportunity to play,
Yeah.
And all I can say is, I mean, what more do you have to lose?
Exactly. At this
you got
point,
more to gain with him coming up and playing than you do with him not playing and you continuing to lose. Give that boy an opportunity to play.
Yep. And then we go to one of the most confusing trades to me at the deadline. Yusei Kikuchi goes to the Houston Astros for Jake Bloss, Joey LaPerfido, and Will Wagner. The reason why I say confusing is because
they gave up a lot for him. Oh my gosh,
a lot. It was like the number 5, number 6, and number 12 prospects in their organization.
Yeah, like you did all of that for him. What did they expect from him?
I don't know.
Is he supposed to be like someone that moves the needle for them? Like,
I know they're desperate for pitching. I know that.
I know they are too, but my goodness.
They could have went out and got better.
They could have went and got Jack Flaherty from the Tigers. You could have given that up and some more to get Mason Miller from the Oakland A's. You could have did that to get
from the White Sox.
Yeah, like that is who you trade all that for. I guess.
Right. I'll take it.
I guess.
So that was confusing to me.
Very.
And the Dodgers bring back Ahmed Rosario from the Tampa Bay Rays for Michael Flynn, a utility guy. He's going to be able to play infield, going to be able to play some outfield. So I like this. I like this for the Dodgers because last year he played a pretty big role in their regular season success because they didn't have any postseason success because Mookie and Freddie Freeman went 1 for 22.
they were cold. They were cold. Ooh, freezing.
And the one hit was an infield hit by Mookie Betts. He beat out a ground ball to first base. So
And I'm like, I was just happy that the one hit came from my guy. I was like, well, at least my guy got a hit. You know, at least we can say that.
yeah. So yeah, I like this trade for the Dodgers. Be able to help them out while Mookie is out. He hasn't swung a bat yet. There's really no timetable for him to come back. I remember him saying like a couple weeks ago when he was announcing the game, sometime in September. So, I mean, he's still got at least another month.
That's more than 4 to 6 weeks. I know that much. That's a long time.
Yeah,
because they said 4 to 6 weeks. This is longer than 4 to 6 weeks. That's almost 2 months.
Yep. So, I mean, hopefully he comes back healthy. That's all.
Yeah.
That's all I really want, because having Mookie Betts is good for the game, right? Seeing one of the big stars in the lineup every day, even though this year he changed his position, was able to be named an all-star at that position for the first time, playing that position at the major league level full time. So that was big for him. Next trade was Frankie Montas going from Cincinnati to Milwaukee for Joey Weimer and Jacob Junis. Frankie Montas, I can tell you from personal experience, is not it. He was over there. We acquired him last year in New York, and he did not pitch well. He's not that good. Maybe he goes over to the Brewers and helps them out. But this was one of those trades where I just like, whatever. What do you think about this one?
Whatever. It was one of those trades that I saw that I was like, oh, okay.
Gotta report
it. Exactly. I gotta post it. But hey, you know, it's one of those moves. It's like signing a wide receiver to a 1-year deal. That's like a $5 million deal. It's like, oh, okay, nice debt piece. Nice.
Yep.
You know, don't really help us out a lot, but hey, it's an extra body in case somebody gets hurt or something like that. So it's cool. It's cool.
Yep. And then the Braves pull out a shocker. They go out and bring back Jorge Soler.
Oh my gosh. When I reported that, oh my gosh. I was like, wow.
Bro, I woke up in the morning. I'm like, wait, hold up. Jorge Soler back to the Braves? So what they did was they won the World Series with Duvall, Rosario, and Jorge Soler.
In 2021.
They let them all go.
Yep. And not only did they win with him, he was the World Series MVP.
Yep. And then they brought them all back. Yo, Braves, what are you doing?
We getting the band back together, baby. That's what they doing. They getting the band back together.
Why'd you let him go in the first place? Like, it just makes no sense. You could have just signed him, re-signed him, right?
Mm-hmm.
You got most of your team already locked up for another 5-6 years, right? Acuna is signed, Albies is signed, Strider is signed, Riley is signed, Matt Olson signed. Like,
it's still a little heartbreaking that Acuna is not.
Oh yeah. I hope he gets better, man. And next year he does not get hurt, because that's another guy that when he's in the lineup is great for baseball. What he was able to do last year, the 50-70 club, insane. 50 home runs.
He was on an insane route this year to start the year. He was playing great, and then he got hurt.
Yeah, he was on a little cold slump, home run wise, but he was still getting on base and causing havoc for the rest of the lineup. And also in that trade, the Braves get Luke Jackson, and they give up Saban Ceballos and Tyler Matzik, which is all right. The Yankees go out and get right-handed reliever Mark Ladder Jr. from the Cubs for Ben Cowles and Jack Neely. I said he was okay when this got reported, and then I went and looked him up a little bit more, and he has a 34.7 K rate, which is among the top in the league. That's what we need in the bullpen. We need a guy that supplies that swing and miss stuff to be able to get us to the back end of the bullpen to get to the closers, because we can't have Clay Holmes going out there for 5 out saves. That right there was absolutely terrible managing by Aaron Boone. And today he just feels like that was 2 years ago because of the way that everything has changed in the past 4 days. Ever since that, it's just been crazy. So I like this trade. It gives us a piece that we needed, that we were looking for. What do you think about it?
Yeah, another smart move for the Yankees. Helping out what they need there. Yeah, I didn't know much about them until you had mentioned all of that stuff either. So I was pretty like okay. I mean, I guess I didn't really know much about them at that time, so I was just like, okay. I went and took a nap. Then I woke up and actually tried to look up some of these guys that got traded today. I was like, oh, okay, well, he's actually pretty nice. So it helps. Definitely helps out for you guys. Doesn't help us out, but helps you guys out.
Yeah. Then we're gonna run through a couple. Andrew Chaffin goes to Texas from Detroit for Joseph Montalvo and Chase Lee. Alex Cobb goes from the Giants to the Guardians, gives them another starter. The Red Sox acquire Lucas Sims for Ovis Portis.
Mm-hmm.
Josh Bell goes to the Diamondbacks for cash considerations.
They basically got him for nothing.
That's crazy.
They basically got him for nothing. They was like, hey, we got some money for y'all.
That's
they was
crazy.
like, yeah, you can have Josh Bell. Like, what?
That's crazy.
I wish we could get somebody for cash considerations. Sheesh.
Y'all not spending cash. You know that.
That's why I said I wish.
Oh, man. Then the Marlins continue to sell, give up Trevor Rogers to the Orioles for Connor Norby and Kyle Stowers. This was a win-win for both teams. Great prospect. Great prospect.
Yeah, this was really good for the Marlins. This was like this to me was the Marlins' best move out of this entire trade deadline because they gave up a lot, but this right here they gained just about the amount that they lost because these prospects that they have. I went and looked at what these guys did. They're really good.
Yeah,
they're really good, and this can help the Marlins get back to being a team to kind of worry about if they continue this and draft more guys and get some other guys, because the Marlins are going to have money with all these guys they're giving up. They're going to have money to be able to trade for other guys in the offseason to try to help the team get better. This is a really good move for the
Marlins. Kansas City, just a weird trade. Gets Paul DeYoung from the White Sox for Gerald Rosado. It's actually crazy because they were playing each other. So all he had to do was just walk across the field into the other clubhouse.
And I think that's what he did.
Yeah, that's exactly what he did.
He was like,
changed up his gear and said, all right, I'll see you guys. See you guys in a couple hours. The Mets get Paul Blackburn for Cade Morris. The Twins get Trevor Richards for Jay Harry, another reliever, leaving the AL East. Um, the Marlins give up Tanner Scott and Brian Hoeing for Robbie Snelling, Adam Mazur, Graham Pauley, and Jay Brashears. The Marlins give up Brian De La Cruz for John Seok Shim and Garrett Forrester. The Pirates acquire Isaiah Kiner-Falefa for Charles McAdoo. So the Pirates are loading up. Pirates are loading up. And this was the move that the Orioles made to make up for Austin Hayes leaving. They acquired Eloy Jimenez from the White Sox for Trey McGough. Huge. This dude can hit. But the only downfall, he gets hurt a lot. He actually was in the Chicago White Sox news saying that he doesn't run hard when he hits ground balls. And then Ozzie Guillen, which was a former manager when they went to the World Series in, I believe it was 06 when they played the Astros. He does announcing in the studio for the White Sox now. And when he heard that, he was like, dude, what are you talking about? Like, that's not the type of baseball that you play here.
No.
And that came out like 2 days ago. So, I mean, that was probably why he got traded at the deadline.
It was like, oh, you don't run hard? Oh, okay. Bye.
Yeah, right.
We already bad. You're not about to make us even worse. Like, you ain't giving effort.
That's not somebody that I want on my team, even though he can hit the ball a long way.
Yeah, if you're not gonna give effort when we need you at every moment, then why? Like sorry, that's a headache. That's a headache waiting to happen.
Exactly. And then the Dodgers acquired Jack Flaherty from the Tigers for Tyron Lorenzo, Trey Sweeney, aka a stale bag of chips and a bag of cotton candy. It was good. It's good for the Dodgers. The Yankees were in on this guy, but they pulled out for medical reasons. So hopefully we look smart at the in the end, because I mean the Dodgers don't have luck with pitchers. They just don't have pitchers nowadays. Their IL, the Dodgers IL is gross. It's gross.
It's crazy.
Because isn't Yamamoto one of those guys?
Yamamoto, you got it. Well, he's not on the IL, but Shohei, he can't pitch right now. You got Walker Buehler, Dustin May. Like it's just it's ridiculous. So hopefully he can stay healthy and help that team out because pitching is definitely a need for them. The Yankees go out and get right-handed reliever Enio De Los Santos and Thomas Balbany Jr. for Brandon Lockridge. The Rays get Dylan Carlson for Sean Armstrong. The Tigers give up Mark Canha to the Giants for Eric Silva. And the Orioles get Austin Slater, Levon Soto, and cash considerations for a player to be named later, and cash considerations from the Reds. And the Red Sox acquire Luis Garcia for Ryan Zephyrhan, Matthew Lugo, Jefferson Vargas, and Nico Cavadas. What do you feel about this one?
I'm not as high on this move as Jovan is. Cause to me it's like, okay, this is another kind of sort of head scratcher, just like the Paxton one, even though he has been here before, so it's more sort of a reunion for that guy. But this guy's like, I was like, he's older, and what
36.
has he really what has he really done to be like, that you know what? Let's go get this guy. There were other guys like the Sims move. I like that move. The Sims from Cincinnati Reds. I like that move.
Yep.
It's a project, but it's still like cool. I could get that. It's a younger guy, a guy that can be really good. So I'm cool with that. But this one, I'm just like, all right, he better help out because pitching is where we need help at.
Yeah.
Pitching is where we need help at. Pitching and defense because we still have the most errors in the majors right now. Giving up, I think we've given up 7 lead changes in July alone.
Yep. It's a 6.35 ERA.
Yeah, it's not good at all. Not good at all. So I like the fact that we were active in the trade deadline, and we actually made some moves, signed a couple guys as well. But this better help us out. Because we're, like you said, we're in the same position we were in last year, and now it's like we're in the wild card spot. Are we going to keep this or are we going to lose it? Because right now we're losing ground. So all these moves better be able to help us now. I'm sick of waiting for next year. They need to be helping us now.
Yep. The Orioles pick up Gregory Soto for Seth Johnson and Moises Chase. And that is all of the trades at the deadline.
Yeah, these were definitely a lot of moves, a lot of moving players. There's a lot of guys in new uniforms. I think I saw something here where it said, as the smoke clears in the seller's market, 16 teams acquired 29 relievers, 10 teams acquired 14 starters.
Yeah.
So that's a total of 43 players moved in the trade deadline. So that's a lot of guys.
That's
exactly.
Just there was a good amount of position players moved as well.
Exactly.
Prospects that were traded. Keep your head up. Keep grinding. Minor league is a grind. You guys already know that. But just gotta keep on trucking, right? One team gave up on you. Another team likes you. Just make the best of this opportunity because you never know when you get your shot in the bigs. Make the most of it, man.
Absolutely,
man. This was a good deadline. I know earlier I said it was a deadline, but during the day it kind of got insane.
Yeah, you see why I asked.
Yeah.
You see exactly why I asked. I was like, hey, man, are we going to do something about this? Because I got a feeling.
Yeah.
I had a feeling that some moves was about to be made. One
move that I'm shocked didn't get done was Garrett Crochet, man, from the White Sox. And I feel like he did it himself with that comment that he made the other day when he was like, oh, I don't want to go and pitch in the playoffs if you're not going to extend me, like my contract.
Like, dude, this is your opportunity to gain that opportunity. You're getting out of a losing situation. You don't want to pitch in the playoffs. You stupid. Shoot, I could if I have the opportunity to play for a team that's competing and at least going to the playoffs. Bye. Okay. That's like Cade Cunningham, knowing that he's with the Detroit Pistons and he got a chance to go play with the Warriors or a chance to go play with the Sixers or somebody that's competing. And he says no because he want to make sure he get a contract extension. Like, boy, you better go.
when I saw that, I didn't like it at all, because he yes, he's extremely dominant, right?
Yes.
But
Yes.
he hasn't done anything really. This is the first year, and he's been in the bigs for a couple years now. Um, and he finally figured it out, and he wants to go out there and make a demand like that. Or I'm not going to pitch in the playoffs unless you extend my contract, buddy.
Dude, this is your
How
first
it
year.
works.
This is your first year. We actually see that you have some value. The last 2 years, it was questionable.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
we like the fact we saw the potential, and now you're playing up to that potential right now. But this is just 1 year. Are you going to do that the next year and the year after that? We don't know that.
And what are you
So
going to do in the playoffs when you get there?
exactly,
Are
you
you are
might
you
you might choke.
exactly? Are you sure you have what it takes to pitch in Dodger Stadium against the Dodgers lineup
Yeah.
in
Do,
an
do you
October
do,
night game
do
game
you
6
do
elimination
you
game? Can you
do
do
you
that?
think you have what it takes to pitch against the Diamondbacks in the playoffs, or pitch against these other good teams in the playoffs? Like,
The
are you
Phillies,
you good?
like
Yeah.
it's insane. It's insane, and that's why I feel like he didn't get moved, and now he's gonna waste his career out in Chicago because they have clinched a losing season after losing their 16th straight game last night. Um, they suck.
Absolutely, absolutely horrendous.
If there was a way that I can get out of there, I'm doing it. And
Bye.
Crochet,
What
Crochet,
they asked for? They want some. They want some chips. Hey, give it to them. Give it to them. Give it to them. I don't care.
literally, dude. So bad.
Mm,
Yeah, but that was one move that I thought was gonna happen for sure. Um,
yeah.
uh, I
I
knew they
kind
were
of
gonna.
had a feeling. I kind of had a feeling Schoolball wasn't going to get traded. I had a feeling he was going to stay with Detroit.
Yeah, he's been pitching pretty well. I know for him they were gonna have to give a lot, just because of where the level that he's pitching at. He's pitching at a Cy Young level right now. So
You're going to have to give up Cy Young type players to get
yeah,
that guy.
exactly. Like
They got to be difference makers.
Yankees, if the
You can't just
Yankees
give
want,
up. Y'all would have had to give up the Martian.
and we're not doing that. I'm glad that we didn't make any crazy moves like that where we gave up Spencer Jones or Jason Dominguez because I would have been furious. Um, Actually, one of my friends when in my team chat for my men's league, he was just joking around. He said Spencer Jones was in the trade. I went on Twitter for Chisholm. I went on Twitter. I was checking like crazy. I was updating every 3 seconds. I'm like, yo, where are the details? Because it was before all the details came out. And he's like you. He gives out all the information. And I'm like, no way we gave up Spencer Jones. No way. I'm gonna have to watch him play in Miami. No way. And then it came out, and I was like, dude, why'd you gotta mess with that, man? Oh man,
That's
my heart was beating.
hilarious.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm
I
not
bet
gonna
it
lie.
was. I bet it was.
I was stressing, man. But man, who do you think won the trade deadline?
Dodgers.
Dodgers?
Yeah, I feel like the Dodgers made all the moves necessary to get back to where they need to be. Because like you said, pitching has been a huge, difference for them because they have not pitched well because they have some guys that are injured right now, and then you got Otani who's been balling, but he's been balling in losses. So
Yeah.
they need. I feel like they made the moves necessary to help them out, and I like what the Braves did too. Even though they went and got who they should have kept, I still like what they did too. So I think those two are the guys that I would consider winners I have some honorable mentions though, and the Yankees are one of those guys. I feel like they made some very smart moves. Going to get Jazz Chisholm. Going to make those smart moves. Another team I'll say is the Orioles because they recovered what they gave up.
Yeah.
So I like what they did, and I'm not really gonna say us, even though I like what we did. For me, I just want to see how the pitching plays out from what we did with Sims and Luis Garcia. So
Yeah. Andrew Bailey, he was a great pitching coach over in San Francisco. So I feel like these pitchers they might get a little better. He has this thing where every pitcher throws the same pitch, like the sweeper. So he's gonna have to teach that to these guys now, and it's gonna become part of their arsenal. And it happened earlier in the year where some of your guys, their arms weren't used to throwing that pitch, so they were getting injured because they were throwing it at such a high rate. So interested to see how that works out. I think one of the winners was the Phillies. They bolstered up their bullpen a little bit. They already have the offense. They have the starting pitching. It's their bullpen that they really need help
anytime
with.
you got Bryce Harper there leading, so you got enough hitting.
Oh yeah, Harper, Schwarber, Trey Turner is hitting out of this world right now. Alec Boehm can finally hit an off-speed pitch. Brandon Marsh is hitting home runs. Austin Hayes, but him and Brandon Marsh are going to be able to platoon out there. Every time there's a lefty, Austin Hayes, you're going to play. Every time there's a righty, Brandon Marsh, you're going to play. So that works out perfect for them. And then Nick Castellanos, every time there's a major travesty in the United States of America, you know that Nick Castellanos is gonna hit a home run or come up with a crucial RBI. So, like when Trump got shot in the ear, he hit a home run that day. Joe Biden announced that he's dropping out of the thing. Boom, home run. So.
Next thing you know is gonna be Kamala Harris, leading something, and then think about home run. There you go.
Hey, I know the next time that it happens, I'm loading up my FanDuel account and I'm putting $10 on him to hit a home run.
It's almost a guarantee,
right? But yeah, man, this was a great show. Appreciate you coming on. You got any last words for the people?
Nah, man. Just I'm happy to be on here. I was happy to host the Patriots off season segment because the AFC East segment from last year was one of the best, if not the best panel as far as views wise. So we had that going for that, and I think this one's going to this one's going to do well also. So I'm just happy here, and I'll say this again: I'm coming for all those awards. That's why you're going to see me on plenty of shows. Trust me. My brother walked away with 4. You don't think I'm gonna go away with 1 at least? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, man. That's all we got for you guys tonight. Hope you guys have a great night. Great trade deadline. Let's have a great end of the MLB season. See you in October. Go Yankees.
Peace.
Peace.